Alright, so hello everyone, welcome to the Path of Exile video, and this is going to be sort of a conclusion to the low-life, tri-curse, volatile dead, soul rest occultist that I've been playing, because at this point I did pretty much everything I wanted to do with it. I did normal Azurite a couple of times, which was very simple, unsurprisingly, it was very easy. Then I did a couple of Breach Lords, mostly Ash, Ulnetol and Tul, because their Breach Stones were very cheap. They go around for like 5 to 9 chaos in Trade League. And generally, I just did a ton of maps. I was trying to get as much Atlas completion done as possible, from which I got a ton of sulfite, so I was able to do a lot of delves and farm a bunch of fossils. And I then did a ton of crafting with those fossils and managed to get these lovely boots right here, 35% movement speed and +1 Spectre, which is quite nice. It's kind of interesting, I've been crafting an awful lot this league, which is not something that I usually do. And then this happened. 4 linked sockets, boom. And let's throw the rest on the soul rest. Oh my... No way. It happened. Now, this needs a bit of context because it might seem like a waste of fusing, but I wanted to try and add specters into this build, which is why I was crafting the +1 specter boots. But I still wanted to keep the volatile dead setup in my shaft, so the only way to actually add specters in a meaningful way into this build was to link the soul rest, put the specters into the soul rest, and make them share support gems with the phantasms. I ended up not liking it in the end, so I actually sold the soul rest for 4 exalts, which then funded my next character, which I will talk about in the end, and I went back to the apes because it just wasn't worth it. I lost 10 of the phantasms for 3 solar guards, and they were supported by fewer and suboptimal support gems, so it just wasn't as good. It might be worth doing if you're a necromancer, because your specters are a lot stronger, so that might balance it out and maybe even make it better. But for an occultist, I think it's better if you have the apes, so you have frenzy and power charges. Especially since I picked up elemental overload in the end, so the extra crit chance you get from power charges was super nice for sustaining it. Now everything was going rather well, the clear was really good, but the single target was lacking a little bit, even when I switched greater multiple projectiles to slower projectiles on the phantasms. And you can kind of see it with this sort of architect, he's not going down particularly fast. And where it ultimately felt terrible was on Shaper. I did manage to kill him, but holy crap was it a sketchy phase 3. I actually bricked 2 sets. The first one I bricked because the apes that generate charges would chug my PC. Every time they would generate charges, it would chug my PC, so I would die to like random slams because I was lagging all the time. I did the second set without the apes, which was a lot better, but I ultimately got overwhelmed in phase 3. And then the third set, I barely managed to kill him with 2 portals left. But you do have to bear in mind that I'm pretty incompetent when it comes to doing Shaper, because I just don't fight him an awful lot. I generally don't build my characters to fight Shaper. I just like mapping and just doing random stuff. So that was kind of it for the character for me, because I ran into another issue with it, which was in deeper delves, there is a lot of like burning ground and generally just damage over time effects, which doesn't really work well with regeneration and energy shield. And another thing is that as I kept delving deeper and deeper, I started to get one-shot pretty regularly. So I wanted to start a new character and I wanted to be a little bit beefier, a little bit thicker. So I started a new character and I went with the safe and boring choice, the RF Jug. And I don't think I have to explain anything about this character because I'm pretty sure you've seen it a bazillion times. In short, it's just a beefy son of a bitch that does decent damage, doesn't die, and can be played with your foot. And my goal for this character is pretty simple, just go deeper and deeper into the mine and finally try Uber Elder, which is something that I haven't tried yet. I did some red tier elders, but no Uber Elders so far. I really like this character for delving, by the way. It's super nice for just escorting the cart because your righteous fire covers pretty much the entire corridor you're escorting it through. And if you want to run off into the darkness and farm some relics, you just turn off Righteous Fire and you can stay there forever. The build I'm progressing this character into, by the way, is just Zizarant's Righteous Fire Jug, which is an absolute behemoth of a build, especially when it comes to Uber Elder. And that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I'm just leveling the Jug, it's now level 90 and it's glorious. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of interesting footage because it's been pretty standard, you know, just a ton of maps and a ton of delving with a boss here and there. And I really don't find it exciting enough to talk about in a video because it would pretty much just be like, well, here's a random map. Isn't this exciting? No, it's not. It is really, really not. So let's end the video now. There is no point in wasting any more of your precious time, and if you want to check out the Occultist character more in depth, there is a Path of Building link in the description. And as always, I thank you very much for watching, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.